Hello everyone, I'm Greg Builds. Now previously on episode 2, we were constructing bridges between all 3 of the major bases, and we finished up the first stone archway bridge. However, we did not finish the second wooden suspension bridge, as we were helping my cousin with a little remodeling on his base. So today, we're going to finish up the second bridge. Also, after that we can work on a new renewable fuel line, and that would transport all the bamboo from the bamboo farm into my cousin's base. But with that being said, let's head over to the second bridge location. Now I laid out the base outline for this bridge, and it's on a diagonal pattern, and this bridge is definitely helpful, as this bridge will cross this huge ravine. Now we can make up a crafting table and set up a bed as well, and this will be our little base camp during the construction process. And it looks like it's already getting dark, so let's take a little nap. Now, to start this bridge, I definitely think we need to widen this path, as this 2x2 path is just a little narrow. And I think these spruce planks will be fine, but we can always take it down if it's not good. See, the problem with the shovel is it's too fast, and efficiency 5, that will do it. But sometimes it removes too many blocks, and it's probably not the best tool to use while building. There we go, we got one that time. Alright, let's take a step back and see how this looks. Well, it's definitely wider. Now, the question is, so we remove this row and replace that with oak. Well, let's take these fence posts out right now, and we'll see how that looks. Yep, this staircase definitely needs some work. That looks pretty atrocious. Well, I think we're going to switch to birch since we have a good supply right now of that. So let's make up some slabs. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Oh boy. Definitely walking the plank now. A lot of resources down there that we dropped as well. We'll have to pick them up. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so now let's fill these in with birch planks. Perfect. Now let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Now, I think we're going to do a covered bridge for this one, just to change it up a little. And it definitely makes it a little harder since it's on an angle. And we need to make these posts come up somehow. And I think we could do that with some fence posts. So let's make some of those up. Now it looks like it's getting dark, so I'm going to take a quick little nap to get rid of any possible monsters that might spawn nearby. Also, to build the cover over the bridge, we're going to need some help from our scaffolding. And we can head back to Modern House 44 and pick up some of the trusty scaffolding. Now this roof is very simple, and it's made from spruce planks, as well as spruce stairs. And I'm going to place them in a zigzag pattern back and forth. But I think this roof is turning out pretty good. Now, for the top of the roof, I'll use spruce slabs, and this will help cover up the opening. Then we can place lanterns along the top, and I really like lanterns, as it's super decorative. Also, one important part of this bridge was making it tall enough so we could ride horses through it, and I think traveling by horses is a super efficient way. Now, bridge number 2 is completed, and I really like the way it turned out. But what do you think? Do you prefer the stone bridge or the wooden covered one? Now with these bridges completed, we can move over to the bamboo fuel line delivery system. But it feels good to tie up some loose ends. As I said, I would finish both of the bridges in the previous episode. Okay, so this fuel line is going to require some rails, as well as some powered rails, a minecart, several hoppers, a couple of chests, and a few other odds and ends. But I'm going to use some of the rails on an abandoned project. And earlier I was working on a mail delivery system, and it ran between 2 of the larger bases on the server. However, I learned that the delivery system was way too long, and it kept glitching out upon entering and leaving the server. And the system would stop working every time we logged in, so we can remove part of the railway. And there'll be plenty of materials on this abandoned project. Now, I'm pretty excited about this fuel line, as this fuel line will help save us much time. And we won't have to carry so much bamboo back and forth. And I'm going to add in some rails along with power rails, and we can connect it to the bottom of the chest where the bamboo farm is. Then we can run these rails into my cousin's base. Then we can make the catch delivery system down here. Then back on the other side of the rails, we can make the offload station. And this will include hoppers and chests. And that way the minecart with the chest inside can offload into a larger storage chest. And this is right next to my cousin's base, so it's nice and easy and convenient. And we could build a large super smelter later on. But for now, this is a great transport system. Then we can place a cart on top and send it off. And this will transport the bamboo back and forth. Now this is pretty simple, but it's definitely a time saver. And as we wait, this will deliver bamboo back and forth. Now we can put our signature on this fuel line. And this will also help clarify what this minecart rail system does. That way for any other players on the server, they'll know. But I don't think it'll be that hard to figure out. Now, it hasn't been that long, and it's quite impressive how much bamboo we got from the system. And we could add more than one cart, but I think one cart is fine. That way we don't have any problems with them colliding. Also, up here we can rename this to the fuel line, instead of the mail service, as that was kind of a failed project. Then from here, we could take this bamboo and put it into the furnace. And it's a renewable fuel, so this will help save our coal supply. Now we can head back to the bamboo farm, and this bamboo farm works really good. However, it doesn't look too good, so we can add a decorative covering over top. And I think I'm going to try to make it look like a greenhouse. Now I'm going to use birch planks and birch logs for this greenhouse, as there's definitely a lot of birch planks around here. And for the ends I'll use stone blocks. Now I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out, but we can definitely freestyle this one. Now that the first arch is up, we can work on the second arch, and this will be the same as the first. And we also have a lot of stone blocks, so that's what we'll make this out of. Next up, let's make a crossbeam that runs between the two arches. Now this crossbeam is made out of stone blocks as well. And all this stone was smelted from cobblestone during one of our mining sessions. And this is a good way to use up some of our extra stone. However, with all the building I do, having extra building supplies is never really a problem for me. Next up, we can make a crossbeam. And this will be a wooden birch crossbeam. And we can start by placing it at the end. Then we can wrap it around the sides, as well as the other end and back around. Next, we can make birch columns that extend down. And we can make this in a 6 block over. and now leave 5 blocks of spacing in between. And I'll quickly walk around marking out each block, where each column is going to go. Next we can add in glass, as well as additional birch arches. Then once we have all the birch arches installed, we can add in extra glass. And this is definitely going to require a lot of glass. In fact, I had to make several trips of glass. And I used up most of Bombo's glass, which I hope he doesn't mind. And I even used all my glass in my base as well. So we currently have no glass. But that's okay, we'll make glass later on. Then we can add in birch fence post. And this will add a nice decorative touch. Then up on the roof, I'm going to replace these temporary torches with lanterns, and I really like the look of lanterns, as they're very decorative. Then we'll definitely need to do something for the ends of the building, but we'll figure that out later. Now, next up I decided to use birch trapdoors. And these birch trapdoors will make a nice overhang, and we can wrap these all the way around. And trapdoors is something that I don't really use too much in my builds, but I kind of really like it. Next we can add in birch fence posts and lanterns on top. And this will add an extra detail on the sides, as well as providing lighting. Now back to the ends of the house, I set up some staging, and then I added in birch fence post. But now looking back at it, I think it still needs more, so we can add in more birch trapdoors. And we could take down the staging as well. Now let's take a step back and look at this. We'll pick up this last staging first. And I think it's coming out pretty good. Yep, I really like all the glass blocks in here. Plus it helps let the light in, so that helps the bamboo grow. Now, I think we should add in some ladders. And these ladders will help us climb up on top of the bamboo machine. That way if we ever need to service it, we can easily access it. And while we're at it, we'll put another ladder on the other side as well. Make it a little bit more symmetrical, I guess. Wow, I actually really like this building. I didn't think I would like it this much. I didn't really have any plans either, just started building. Now, we can definitely move this path back over here, as this building came out a little farther than I thought. But that's easy, a little landscaping never hurt. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 3 of RizzCraft. And there's a big collaboration with RizzCraft and Bombo in the next episode, and I can't wait to show you how this one turns out. Now if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a like, as it really helps these videos out. Also, make sure to subscribe, because I create build tutorials and let's play videos every week. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later guys! Wait, before you guys go, I have many other building tutorials on my channel, so head on over and check them out, as there might be a playlist that interests you.